So for today's practice, having some blocks and strap available will be helpful. And let's find a comfortable seat. Sorry, my mat's all bubbly. With a blanket or cushion underneath the hips. Oh, pardon me, and I just realized I forgot my phone to help keep track of time. So set that over here. All right, I knew something was missing. All right, let's bring palms together, rubbing gently, bringing focus and energy into the palms. And take the fingertips and gently brush them across the forehead, temples, and cheeks, brushing away any worries or expectations. Bring the fingertips to the eyes, palms to the cheeks, turning your attention inward. And take a couple of deep cleansing breaths. When you're ready, you can float your hands down, either keeping your eyes closed or gazing softly downward. Extend the spine up tall, shoulders back and down. Lift your heart with each inhaling breath. Sitting bones sinking toward the earth with each exhale. We'll tune in with 3 ohms. Feel free to join in or just absorb the vibrations. Take another deep breath in. Take a moment to absorb the vibrations of the mantra as it connects us all as one. Allow yourself to settle here this Saturday morning and set an intention for your practice, something you'd like to nurture or cultivate within yourself. Feel the sitting bones rooting into whatever you're sitting on. And envision a root growing down from your tailbone through the floor of your home, deep into the earth. connecting you to the center of the earth, helping you feel rooted and grounded. As you take a breath in, allow the energy of the earth to come up through that grounding cord all the way up your spine. And as you exhale, gently release anything that no longer serves you down through the grounding cord, returning it to the earth to be recycled. Following your breath, lifting, drawing in energy, releasing, letting go. One more breath, bringing the awareness to rest at the heart. Resting with yourself in this moment, holding yourself in loving kindness. With your next inhaling breath, allow the belly to soften and expand. And as you exhale, draw the belly toward the back. Follow your body's rhythm, expanding on the inhale, contracting on the exhale. With your next inhale, expand the belly and open the ribs, reaching them out to the side. And as you exhale, contract the belly and relax the ribs. Follow your body's rhythm. With your next inhale, expand the belly, open the ribs, and lift the chest, creating space for the heart. And as you exhale, contract, relax, and lower. Continue this full deep breath, expanding your lungs in all directions with each inhale. Completely releasing the breath with each exhale. Take one more breath. And with this last exhale, gently soften and release any muscles in the body where you notice you're holding tension. And returning to your natural breath. Taking a moment to notice any changes you feel in your mind or body. Remembering that our breath is always with us to help find those moments of peace and calm. Bringing our awareness to the right hand, allow the tips of the thumb and pointer finger to come together and bring the fingertips to your heart center. Turning your attention deeper inward toward your heart. Looking within for your inner light and your inner joy. As you find that connection with the light within you, allow its warm glow to flow on the breath throughout your entire body. As you find that connection with your inner joy, allow it to radiate up onto your face in a smile. And breathe it out into the space around you. As we continue our practice, allow your light and joy to flow through each breath and movement, honoring all that you are in each moment. When you're ready, you can float your hand down. Gently open your eyes. We'll switch our legs or switch positions as that feels comfortable for you. Then coming back to our center, lifting the spine tall. With your next inhaling breath, let's scrunch the shoulders up by our ears. Exhale, press them back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. We'll bring the hands in front of the chest, palms facing down. Tuck the shoulder blades back and down, lifting your heart. Then gently press the elbows back toward each other, lifting the heart a little more, gently squeezing the center of the shoulder blades toward each other, wringing out any tension. Breathing into the heart. And we'll open our arms wide, turn the palms up, lift the heart a little more, drawing the lower corners of the shoulder blades toward each other. And if it feels okay, you can flex the wrists, pressing through the palms. Then let's bring the arms in front, crossing the right over the left, bending at the elbows, hands back to back or left hand around the right wrist. Elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Breathing into the upper back. As it feels okay, you can begin to lower and lift the elbows, extending that stretch around the shoulders. And coming with your next inhale, lifting a little higher, gently arching. And as you exhale, round. Dropping the chin, releasing the upper back. Excuse me. And with your next inhale, coming back to center. And unwrapping the arms, open wide, press through the palms. Drawing those lower corners of the shoulder blades down. And then bringing the arms in front, this time left over the right. Bending at the elbows, hands back to back or right hand around the left wrist. Elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Breathing into the upper back. Softening the jaw. And as it feels okay, you can begin to lower and lift the elbows. Extending that stretch around the shoulders. And with the next inhale, if it feels okay, lift the elbows a little higher, gently arching. And as you exhale, round. And with the next inhale, coming back to the center, we'll gently unwrap the arms, extending the arms out to the side. Make some circles with the wrists. And then we'll bring the hands to the heart, interlacing the fingers. Press the palms out in front. Roll the shoulders forward, round the spine, drop the chin. With your next inhaling breath, lift the palms up over the head, gently arching. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. With your next exhale, gently drop the chin, leaving the palms up toward the sky. Soften the elbows, rolling the shoulder blades back toward each other, squeezing those upper corners of the shoulder blades together. Soften the jaw and release the back of the neck a little more if that feels okay. And again, if it feels okay for your shoulders, press the palms a little higher. With your next inhale, lift the chin. And as you exhale, we'll float the hands down. Let's bring the left knee to meet the right, so we'll sit on that right hip. You can have the knees together or farther apart or anywhere in between. It feels supportive for you. With your next inhale, we'll bring the hands behind the head, interlacing the fingers. And as you exhale, bring the left elbow toward the ankles. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Dropping that right hip, we'll hold and breathe. Lift the heart. Reach through the right elbow up toward the sky. Chin is gently away from the chest. Can even gently press the back of the head into the palms if that feels okay. And with the next inhale, lift up tall. And as you exhale, we'll release the hands, bringing the left hand to the right knee, right hand behind the right hip. Lift the heart with your inhale. Exhale, gently twist toward the right. Head comes around last. Lifting the heart. Gently twisting through the ribs with the exhale. With your next inhaling breath, turn your chin over your left shoulder, if that feels okay. And then again, with the next inhale, come back to the right. And with the next inhale, we'll come back to the center and let the breath go. Let's switch our legs. So we'll sit on the left hip, knees to the left, feet to the right. Again, finding that comfortable place. It always feels a little odd once we switch, like it doesn't quite come as easily as the first side for some reason. When you find that excuse me, supported place, one moment, please. We'll inhale the hands behind the head, interlacing the fingers. Sorry, it's got a tickle in my throat. As you exhale, bring the right elbow toward the ankles. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach. Dropping that left hip, lifting up through the left elbow. We'll hold and breathe. Chin is gently away from the chest. Gently pressing the head back into the palms if that feels okay. Lengthening through the side body. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. And as you exhale, float the hands down, right hand to the left knee, left hand behind the left hip. Inhale, lifting the spine tall. Exhale, gently twisting toward the left. Head comes around last. Lifting the heart with the inhale. Twisting gently through each exhale. Hold and breathe. If it feels okay with your next inhale, come back, bring your chin, over the right shoulder and hold and breathe. And the next inhale, chin comes back to the left. And with your next inhale, coming back to the center. And let the breath go. Let's extend our legs out in front of us. Scooting the feet down toward the end of the mat. Let's take a moment here to just bring the right thumb to the palm of the left hand. Looking at both hands, I can't figure out which one's left or right. And just starting in the center of the palm, working your way out. Make some circles, just kind of gently massaging the hand there. And when you're ready, you can bring the thumb to the base of the fingers and slide it down, starting at the pinky and then the ring finger, sliding all the way through the palm into the wrist. And do another round of that if that feels good. And we'll gently take hold of the thumb and make some small circles with the thumb. And then move through each finger, just gently making little circles with it. Then coming to the base of the finger, going counterclockwise, making little circles up to the tip of the finger. Going through each of your fingers and the thumb. Then gently squeezing the tip of each finger. And finally, just a With the thumb, just little circles around the pad of the hand and then around the back of the hand as well. So a little reflexology for the hand. And just take a moment to kind of notice how then does the left and the right feel different. And then we'll do it on the right. So left thumb and the palm of the hand, making some circles, coming back to the center and back out to the edges. And when you're ready, shifting to coming up to the base of the finger and sliding down to the wrist, going through the palm. And when you're done with that, making gentle circles with the thumb and each finger. Just as in the rest of our body, we get energy stuck in our hands, and all of the different organ flow through each of our hands, or each of our fingers as well. Then we'll start with the base of the finger going counterclockwise from the base to the tip. And then gently squeezing the tip of each finger. It helps to stimulate those energy flows. And then lastly, just a gentle rubbing around the pads of the hand and then the back of the hand. There you go. Let's see how that feels. That's something you can do for yourself. You can also do it on someone else as a way of taking care of yourselves. All right, let's flex our feet and move our sitting bones out so we have a good balanced position. Spine up tall, shoulders back and down, lengthening through the crown of the head. We'll engage the quadriceps by drawing the kneecaps up. Flex the feet, gently lifting the heels off the floor as much as feels okay. Spine is tall, belly is drawn toward the back, shoulders are soft. Notice if your neck is wanting to jut out and gently draw it toward the throat. And then press through the four corners of the feet, seeing if you can imagine you're pressing them against the wall and how that might change what muscles are engaged. I notice these hip flexors and the outer hip and the glutes engage when I do that. And then we'll gently soften the legs. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, gently fold forward just as far as feels okay. Hands on the legs, floor, or feet. Lengthening through the spine. Gently softening through the back of the body. Following the breath, lengthening and softening with the breath. And with the next inhaling breath, lift up tall. We'll bring the hands behind the hips, fingertips facing toward the hips. Let's work with a reverse table. We're bringing the feet to the mat. Take off the socks. Softening the elbows with your next inhaling breath. Let's lift the hips up toward the sky. Exhale, lower and hover. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Hold and breathe if that feels okay, or continue coming up and down. Pressing high with those hips, soften the elbows. Chin stays toward the chest or head extends out from the spine. Pressing into the feet. If it feels okay, you could shift the weight slightly to the left leg and extend the right leg out. Bringing that right foot down, lifting the hips, rooting into that right foot, reaching out with the left heel. Being careful not to lock the elbows. And bringing that left foot down, hips lift one more time, and then lowering the hips down. We'll shake out the wrist. Then coming to the center of the mat, we'll gently round the spine and roll onto our backs. Let's go ahead actually and grab your strap. I'm losing my words today. Before we roll back. Gently rolling onto the back, tucking the shoulders under, extending the legs out. Sometimes it just feels good to have the earth supporting your whole body. Gently scan up your body, noticing any parts that feel tired, achy, or sore. Honoring yourself and your body by listening to its messages. Pushing yourself to your edge, but not beyond it. And remembering that each time you do yoga, your body is a little bit different. Let's bend the right leg, floating the hands to the knee as you draw it in toward the chest. Lengthen through the spine, shoulders tuck under, soften around the hip. Let's make some circles with the ankle, stretching the foot as far as it can go in each direction. And reverse the circles. Flexing the foot. With your next exhaling breath, draw the belly muscles down and lift the head toward the knee. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. And let the breath go. Keeping the left hand on the knee, right arm falls out to the side, palm facing down. And with your next exhale, gently twist over the left side of the body. Vision toward the right arm. Release the muscles around the hip, easing the spine into the twist. With your next inhale, come back to the center. We'll take the strap, gently wrapping it around the arch of the foot and extending the leg up toward the sky. Holding onto the strap with the left hand, you can kind of wrap it around your hand if that feels okay or needed. Keeping that right arm out to the side, we're going to do that same twist, but this time we're going to focus on releasing around the hip a little bit more. So we'll bring that upper left arm to the floor, bringing that right foot across and then releasing the weight of the leg into the strap. Noticing how that feels different than just the standard twist, which is more of a focus on the spine. This, we're focusing more on the outer hip. See if you can let go anywhere else. And with the next inhale, we'll use the strap to lift the leg back to the center. I'm going to move over a little since I have my couch next to me. And we're going to open up to the right. So we're going to bend that right elbow, bring the upper arm to the mat, and then release the weight of the leg into the strap. So letting it open as far as feels comfortable. Again, being aware of your surroundings. You can also choose the angle which you're using to open. So it could be out like mine is. It may be further this direction toward the foot. Just depends on how your flexibility is feeling in your hips. Really letting the strap support the weight of the leg. So getting a little bicep workout here, holding the strap. And we'll gently bring that back to the center. And gently draw the leg toward the torso, reaching through the heel, releasing those hamstrings. See if you can let the hip sink into the floor. Then we'll gently bend the knee, release the strap, lower the leg down, and just notice how it feels on the right from and the left. Same or different. We'll set our strap down for a moment as we bend the left leg, drawing the knee in toward the chest. Lengthen through the spine, soften around the hip. And we'll make some circles with the ankle. And reverse those circles. And flexing the foot. With your next exhaling breath, draw the belly muscles down and lift the head and chest toward the knee. Inhale, lower the head and chest. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Let's place the right hand on the left knee, left arm falls out to the side, palm facing down. And with your next exhaling breath, gently twist over the right side of the body. Vision toward the left arm, releasing the muscles around the hip, easing the spine into the twist. With your next inhale coming back to the center, let's take hold of the strap, wrapping it around the arch of the foot and extending the leg up toward the sky. We'll take hold of the strap in the right hand, and you can wrap the strap around your hand if that feels comfortable. Left arm out to the side, right arm is bent as we bring that upper arm to the floor and release the weight of the leg into the strap, releasing around the outer hip. One more breath. With your next inhale, gently lifting the leg with the strap. Coming back to the center, switching hands. Left hand holding the strap, wrapping it around the hand if that feels okay. Right arm comes out to the side, bending that left elbow as we bring it, the upper arm to the mat, and then release the weight of the leg into the strap. Again, adjusting to whatever angle feels good to you today. Let's then lift the leg up toward the sky. And flexing the foot, gently draw the leg toward the torso just as far as feels okay. The back and hips sink into the mat as we reach through the heel. And then gently bending the leg, releasing the strap, and extending the leg out. Taking a moment to notice how that feels one side to the other. We'll bend the knees, bringing them over the torso, gently hugging into Apanasana. And from here, you can either roll to your side, pressing up with your hands, or slip the hands behind the knees, kick the feet over the head, and gently rock up. Let's come on to our hands and knees. And we'll walk the hands out a little further than shoulder width apart. Working with Reclined Puppy, dropping the chest down, forearms can come to the mat, bringing the forehead to the mat or onto a block. Let's stretch the arms out a little further, spreading our fingers wide. We'll press into the fingertips, kind of lifting the palms of the hands so the fingertips are on the mat, palms are lifted. Roll the shoulders back toward each other. And then gently pull forward with the wrists if that feels okay. Feeling a little stretch there. Can stay here, or if it feels okay, lift the head and bring the heart toward the mat. And rest the chin on the mat, or depending on how flexible your shoulders are feeling, roll the mat a little more, bringing the heart toward the mat. Listen to your body, not overdoing. And lifting the chin, dropping the palms of the hands, bring the forehead back to the mat and soften the shoulders and arms. lock the hands back a little bit more. Not quite under the shoulders, but a couple inches away. Tuck the toes under, press the hips up and back, downward dog. Soften the knees, shoulders rolling back toward each other, hips pressing back, heels floating low. Rooting into the palms and into the balls of the feet. Lifting up through the sitting bones. Release the back of the neck gently. Shoulders blades are rolling back toward each other to externally rotate the arms and protect the shoulder joint. Belly is gently pressing toward the thighs as you lift those hips a little higher. And we'll bring the knees back to the mat. And let's take our blocks. We'll work with camel pose. So if you'd like to use the blocks, you can have them back by the heels. They can be at their tallest, middle, or lowest point, whatever feels right for what your body needs today. And if you need any extra padding under the knees, go ahead and add that in as well. So pressing our knees into the mat or blanket, lifting the spine tall, shoulders back and down. Like a mountain pose from our knees. Finding that alignment. Take a breath in and out. We'll bring the hands to the low back with the palms facing down, fingertips facing down. With your next inhaling breath, rooting into the knees, lift the heart up and back. Exhale, lifting up tall. Inhale, up and back, gently arching. Exhale, lifting up tall. You can stay here with the hands at the low back, or you can bring the hands back to, oops, I have my blocks at different heights, to the blocks. Inhale, lifting and arching. Exhale, coming up tall. Sometimes, even if we can reach back to our feet, sometimes it's really nice just to use the blocks for support so we're not putting so much effort into the pose and we're just really allowing the chest to open. So I encourage you to do that today. So with your next inhale, we'll bring the hands back, gently open. And if it feels okay to hold and breathe here, do that. Just letting the heart open. Keeping the knees rooted into the ground. Breathing into the heart and the throat. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. And let's come back to table pose. And we'll just do some little baby cat-cows, supporting the back coming out of that back bend. And then moving into child's pose or reclined puppy again. You can also bring a block onto the calves as a little bit of support, kind of in between reclined puppy and child's pose. Releasing the spine, releasing the weight of the head to the block or mat or stacked fists. Either leaving the hands out or Gently wrapping them alongside the body. And bringing the hands under the shoulders, roll the spine up one vertebrae at a time. Head comes up last, shoulders back and down. We'll move the blocks to the side. Tuck the toes under and press the soles of the feet to the mat. Coming into forward fold, Uttanasana. And if you'd like to use a block here, you can do that as well. Softening the knees, pressing back through the hips, lengthening through the spine. Gently tuck the chin toward the throat. And as it feels okay, releasing down a little more. Keeping the spine nice and long. Knees soft. Rooting through the feet as you lift through the sitting bones, tilting that pelvis forward. Surrendering to this moment. Honoring yourself as you are right now. And softening the knees. Inhale, sweeping the arms out and up, palms together over the head. Exhale, hands to the heart. Let's work with tree pose. I think tree pose, there's never a bad time to do tree pose. It's always a good pose to do, but particularly in the fall and the spring, I think too. I just always am drawn to it. So, finding our balance on both feet, spine tall, shoulders back and down. Finding a focus spot for the gaze. Belly is strong, knees are soft. Lift the toes, spread them wide as you lower them down. Take a breath in and out in this strong mountain pose. We'll shift our weight then to the left leg, turning the right knee out to the side, resting the heel against the ankle, working on balance here, or bringing the sole of the foot to the calf or into the groin, whatever feels accessible in this moment. When you find your steady place, bring your hands to the heart. Rooting into the foot will lift up out of that left hip gently. Stay here, or if it feels okay, extending the arms up, growing those branches. Maybe catching a little breeze while you're at it. Readjusting to doing yoga on the carpet for me. Soft shoulders, rooting through the foot, lengthening toward the sky with the crown of the head, finding your center. And listening to your body when you're ready, bringing the hands back to the heart, lowering that right leg down, shaking out the leg. And then finding our balance on both feet again. Shoulders back and down, belly strong, knee soft. Lift the toes, spread them wide as you lower them down. Finding a focus spot for our gaze. Shifting the weight to the right leg. Knee is soft. Left knee turns out to the side, resting the heel against the ankle. Can lift the toes for balance or bring the foot to the calf or into the groin. Finding your steady place on this side might be different than the other side. Bring the hands to the heart. Stay here or extend the arms up, palms together or apart. Soft shoulders, soft knee. Rooting and rising. Listening to your body. When you're ready, bringing the hands back to the heart, lowering the leg down and shaking that leg out. All right. Let's bring our feet nice and wide. Now we're going to turn the toes toward the front corners of the mat. Working with horse pose, moving into goddess pose. Opening up those hips a little more, helping us feel rooted and grounded as well. So pressing those feet into the floor. Take a deep breath in. And with your exhale, we'll bend the knees, dropping our hips down, knees pointing out toward the toes. Root into the feet, feeling the inner groin engage. Shoulders are back and down. Belly is gently drawn toward the back. And we'll bring the hands to the heart if that feels okay. You could stay here, or if it feels okay, you could also bring the arms into the goddess stupa pose. Shoulders are back and down, elbows are bent, palms are turned up. Staying here or adding the lift of the heels. You can do one heel and then the other, or lifting both heels, pressing through the balls of the feet, pressing into those big toes if you're lifting both. You can even play with dropping the hips a little more if that feels okay. We're using those quads. And then we'll drop the heels. Bring the hands to the knees, fingertips pointing inward. Lengthen the spine, taking a breath in. And with your exhale, drop the right shoulder to the center. Turn your vision to the left, gently twisting through the upper back by pressing that right hand against the right knee. Coming back to the center with your next inhale. Exhale, dropping that left shoulder to the center, vision to the right. Hips are as low as is comfortable and gently twisting through the upper back. Coming back to the center, press into the feet, lift up tall. Turning the feet to face the long end of the mat. If you'd like a block in the center for a forward bend, please go ahead and add that. Inhale, sweeping the arms up over the head. Exhale, swan dive, hips out behind you. Knees are soft as we drop the hands underneath the shoulders. Pressing the feet into the mat, lifting up through the sitting bones. Nice long neck. Letting the head and chest come toward the mat just as much as feels okay. And if you find your back rounding, just lift the chin to help lengthen and extend the spine. Let's walk the hands to the right on the floor or the block. And let's practice that side lunge we worked with last week in the moon salutations. So dropping that right hip Bending the knee. You can stay with the hips high, or if it feels okay, coming onto the balls of the right foot and the heel of the left. Listening to your body. Nice long spine. Then we'll shift back to the center and over to the left. Again, hands on the floor or block. Bending or shifting the weight to the left foot and bending that knee just as far as feels okay for your body. Breathing into that inner groin. And then coming back to the center. Let's walk the feet closer toward each other, stopping just outside of hip width apart. If you'd like a block in the center behind the heels, go ahead and add that. Lengthening through the hamstrings by lifting the sitting bones. And with the next exhale, dropping the hips into Malasana squat. You can either do the high squat or lower down onto the block or by the heels or all the way to the mat as well. Lengthening the spine, shoulder blades are tucked back and down. Tailbone reaching down toward the earth. Breathing into the low back, allowing it to feel wide and at ease. And we'll gently come the rest of the way down, meeting in Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. It's a little chaotic when we have all the props. If you'd like the blanket under your hips to help your pelvis tilt forward, go ahead and add that. And hands at the ankles or toes, lifting the spine tall, root through the sitting bones. Press the feet toward each other, gently lifting the knees as we engage through the inner groin. And then with the next exhale, soften, knees out to the side. Lengthen the spine, and if it feels okay, tilting the pelvis forward. Nice long back of the neck. Releasing through the hips as it feels okay. And with your next inhale, lift up tall. We'll come back to cross-legged. Rooting into the sitting bones, lifting through the crown of the head. With your next inhale, reach up tall. And as you exhale, drop the right ear over the right shoulder, tucking that right shoulder back and down. Breathing into the left side of the neck. Softening and lengthening with each breath. Heart stays lifted, even though the head is tilted. With your next inhaling breath, come back to the center. And as you exhale, drop the left ear over the left shoulder. Left shoulder blade tucks back and down. Breathe into the right side of the neck, lengthening and releasing through each breath. With your next inhaling breath, come back to the center. Exhale the chin over the right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Once more to the right. Inhale, center. And once more to the left. Inhale, center. And let the breath go. Let's extend our legs out. Actually coming to the center of the mat with our knees bent. Sorry. And let's grab our blocks. We're going to bring one block. Also, my words for describing this have left me. So we want it to be parallel to the spine. So we want to be able to roll back onto it. And then we're going to bring the other block at the top, like so we kind of make a T, but they're not touching. So I'll show you how this will look before you try to go back into it. So you're going to roll back so that your spine feels really supported by that first block, and then your head can rest on the second block, so it's not just hanging there. And then you can extend the legs out. So give that a try. See how that feels. If it doesn't feel good, you can go ahead and just lay flat if you would prefer, or move into fish pose. This is sort of a supported fish pose. It's a nice way to open the heart, release tension in the upper back as well as in the neck. We want that second block to be a little bit, I just realized I have it at the same height. You can also lay it flat and let the head come back a little more if that feels okay for your neck. Again, releasing the tension in the back of the neck. We do so much pulling forward with our heads all day long with our phones and computers. This is a nice release for it. Take a couple of breaths here. This can also help. You can also do this on a bolster, and it can help with an upset stomach or with reflux also, because it helps to open the stomach or the sphincter, so everything, the gravity is pulling the stomach juices down instead of up. Take one more breath here. And then you can gently press into the elbows as you lift them onto the hands, bringing the spine up. Or move the blocks. And then lower the rest of the way into Shavasana. Shoulders tucking under. Arms slightly away from the body with the palms turned up. You can either have the legs extended, have a bolster under the knees, or bend the knees, feet to the edges of the mat, and resting the knees together. Let the weight of the body sink into the earth. Let that connection to the earth remind you that we are not separate from the earth or each other. We are all interconnected. If you would like to receive Reiki through the relaxation, open your intention to receive. Relax your forehead, soften your eyes, loosen your jaw. Gently bring your awareness to the breath. Let each breath fill your heart with loving kindness for yourself. Sending that loving kindness to each and every cell of your body. Honoring all of who you are in this moment. Gently begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. Stretch in whatever way feels comfortable for you. When you're ready, you can gently bend your knees, roll to your side, and rest there for a moment. And gently return to a seated position. We'll end with a metta blessing of loving kindness. Please feel free to join in. May all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings have peace. May all beings awaken to the light of their true nature. May all beings be free. The light in me honors the light in you. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. For our world, for our communities, and for ourselves. Well, thank you so much for taking time for yourself and for joining me today.